So, the Dharwar craton was the term given by R. Bruce Foote, and this is located in peninsular India. So, this is where the Dharwar craton is located. It has two parts. First is western and second is eastern part. There is also one central part of. So, it is lying over the Sargut schist, which is sedimentary rocks, and they are highly metamorphosed, though sedimentary but metamorphosed, and are older than the Dharwar rocks. So the older schist, showing relatively higher degree of metamorphism than Dharwar schist, represent the greenstone belt, which are Sargut schist. So what Sargut schist are? These are greenstone belt. The high-grade schist were later intruded by the peninsular gneiss complex. So first, the basement was formed by the Sargut schist, and then that basement was intruded by the peninsular gneiss complex, and together they formed the basement for deposition of sedimentary volcanic succession called the newer greenstone belt, which is known as Dharwar supergroup. And the above the Dharwar supergroup, the youngest element of the Precambrian basement is known as Clostridium. So few keywords we need to keep in mind before writing the answer. That the term was given by R. Bruce Foote. The Sargut schist was uh, given by Radhakrishnan, and then the Sargut schist is the schistose rock, which is the syncline area of the large terrain, and the intrusion of greenstone belt occurred, and then uh, which has formed the peninsular gneiss complex. Then what is Sargut schist? The Sargut schist are the rock have undergone high degree of metamorphism ranging from amphibolite to granulate phases. The schist contain abundant lengths of anorthite and anorthosite gabbro. Gabbro is a basic rock. Quartzite are characteristically braided by the sedimentary part pyrite. The rocks have often been extensively migmatized and mobilized. Migmatized is the metamorphic rock are molten uh, into, and part of them remains in the igneous rock. So suppose that that is igneous and that is metamorphic rock. So this is called the migmatite. So the rock have often been extensively migmatized and mobilized during the subsequent phase of emplacement of the peninsular gneiss complex. The schist belt of the Kolar and Hutti contain gold deposit belong to the ancient schist complex. The Sargur schist contain the Kolar, and this is part of eastern Dharwar craton. So let's see the features. So the geological age is 2.5 billion years ago. Archean to Proterozoic. The rock type is granite gneiss complex, greenstone belt, metavolcanic and metasedimentary. And the western Dharwar craton is Charnogite complex, peninsular gneiss, banded iron formation. The eastern Dharwar craton also has condylite kudorites, and the western boundary of the eastern Dharwar craton is formed by the Charnogite belt. So the greenstone belt is prominent in eastern Dharwar craton, which is not there in the western Dharwar. The granitic inclusion is present in the Clospate granite. Clospate granite is in between the western and eastern Dharwar craton. If we make the cross section of the, so this is western, this is central, this is eastern. So somewhere here the Clospate gratine is formed, and Chitradurga is also somewhere here. So this is the cross section. And the metasedimentary are quartzite. So quartzite, schist and pyrite are metamorphic rocks. So one thing we need to remember that all the rocks which are like of Archean or Proterozoic age, which is approximately 2.52 billion years ago before Ediacaran age, so they must have been metamorphosed because the time has been so much that the temperature and pressure have caused them to get metamorphosed. So, what is peninsular gneiss? They are typically migmatized gneisses, alternating with bands of amphibolite to tonalite. The Dharwar supergroup. The sediment of the Dharwar supergroup were layered off on the elongate proto-geosyncline. So we know that first in the geosyncline the Sargur schist was formed, then the emplacement of peninsular gneiss complex, and then above it the clospate occurred, and then above it the Dharwar occurred. So this is the Dharwar supergroup occurs. So synclone area means if we see the sine curve, this is syncline, this is anticline. So this is the syncline. Synclone areas generally form the basement. The sedimentation was marked by the intense magmatic activity during earlier phase. The vast thickness of the rock were deposited in this basin. The Kudirmukh scarp of the Western Ghat along exposed more than 2 kilometers of the gently sloping Dharwar beds. So, whenever we write about Dharwar supergroup, we need to write about the Kudirmukh scarp in the Western Ghat, and these are elongate deposition in the elongate proto-geosyncline. What are clospate? Clospate granite formed at 50 to 670 km wide belt extent in the north to south direction for over 500 km clospate to Bellary in Karnataka. This is the geographical location. The granite belt consists of multiple intrusion of uh, differing characteristics such as porphyric granite, porphyroblast. The most characteristic variety occur as a dome shaped discordant batholith. So this is batholith means the magma which is deep downside uh, in large area, and this is dome shape. So these are the porphyric granite, and these are also the clospate granite also. So clospate granite are not the sedimentary rock; they are volcanic intrusion, uh, and the newest in the peninsular basement. So these are the part of basement. Porphyric granite, the most characteristic variety, occurs as dome-shaped discordant batholith, surrounded by the finer grained gneissic varieties. So these are dome-shaped discordant batholith and are surrounded by the finer grained gneiss. So there is gneiss surrounded around the dome-shaped batholith, which are porphyric granite. The porphyric granite containing pink or grey porphyroblast. So they have some. So we know that what are porphyroblast. When we see the sin pre and post tectonic deformation, so we know that initially there are no grain formation. Then porphyroblasts start to occur, and some deformation and rounding start to occur, and various migmatized forms. So these migmatized are the formation caused due to the deformation, and these are the porphyroblasts. Blast are the grains which are developed, and clast are the grain which are fragment of the rock. So porphyritic granite contains pink and grey porphyroblast of the microcline. What are microcline in the feldspar? This is K feldspar, this is Na, this is Ca. So these are microcline between K and Ca, and these are generally fine grained. So pink and grey porphyroblast of microcline was formed by the metasomatic replacement through the influx of potash. What is metasomatum? So there is a country rock in which some magma intrudes and which is heated. That's why it heats the country rock also. And this formation is called the metasomatism. And if this country rock was made up of calcium, then this would called as skarn formation. So clospate granite also contain few outcrops of the bad brick red rock of doubtful carbonatite affinity. So this is the location of the Dharwar craton. So that's all for the Dharwar. No, we have a few more. So this is western block, this is central block, and this is eastern block. This is Chitradurga, this is Pedavuru, this is Gadwal, and red line are granitic plutons, yellow are Chitradurga, green are Babu Budan. So the Baba Budan is the bottommost. Above Baba Budan there is Chitradurga, and above Chitradurga this is Rani Benur. So Chitradurga is divided into two parts, Rani Bennur and Vani Vilas. So we need, and Bahubudan is divided into four parts, which are Mulangiri, Santaveri, Adampura and Kalaspura. And Bahubudan is made up of banded magmatites, quartzites, argillites, mafic lavas, orthoquartzites. Chitradurga is made up of green schist facies such as agglomerate tuff, pillow lava, and metamorphism, strong deformation, and placer gold such as ferruginous manganiferous chert, dolomite limestone. And Rani Bennur contains the least metamorphism such as manganiferous phyllite, grey vacase, and chlorite and phyllite. And the Rani Bennur has two formation, Harilur formation and Ingaldas formation. This is the cross section which I drew earlier. So this is central rock and this is clospate granite. These are small plutons between the granite. So that's all about the Dharwar craton.